we got a new Trump scam, y'all. A brand new Trump scam just dropped. So Jacob Rabashkin, he's a reporter and analyst for NBC News. He says the following: Trump just sent out a fundraising email for Herschel Walker that says contribute any amount immediately to the official Georgia runoff fundraising goal and increase your impact by 1,200%. And then auto defaults to splitting your donation 90% to Trump and 10% to Herschel Walker. By the way, there were many cries among Republican officials leading up to the election of, look, okay, we like Trump, he's still the leader, he's really cool, I'm not saying anything bad about him, but it'd be nice if he took some of his money and he sort of funded some of the, Republican candidates. Don't hit me. And the reason they were saying that is because, you guys know, he's got gazillions of dollars of cash on hand, and he wasn't helping the Republican candidates to any serious degree. Because most of his fundraising schemes are nothing but giant scams. I mean, we saw this with the whole Stop the Steal thing. They were sending out these emails in the wake of Biden winning the election, and they were fundraising off of it and saying, you have to give us money because we are going to fight this thing till the end of time. They raised $250 million, and none of the money went to actually trying to overturn the election. Which, by the way, even if it did, it's you shouldn't be doing that. They had 62 court cases. Trump lost virtually every single one of them. But the money that he raised specifically for that did not go to that. So this is who this guy is. Now he's capitalizing on the runoff in Georgia, saying, I'm going to help Herschel Walker. He was taking 90% of the money. Now, after this caught fire, this story, which, by the way, it's interesting to me. Sometimes the Trump scams catch fire and blow up and become big news stories. Sometimes they don't. Why? Because he does so many on a regular basis that sometimes you get Trump fatigue and the stories just don't take off. This one, for whatever reason, took off. And so after that, he goes and he changes it to a 50-50 split with Herschel Walker. Oh, well, how kind are you? So, but look, understand something. This is another reason why, of the many reasons why, the Republican establishment they don't like him. They don't like him. He's been nothing but a pain in the ass for them, especially recently. And so he's got a lot of enemies lining up, dog. This is not like 2015 and 2016 where all of his targets were soft targets. So I also have this here for you. New demand. Trump wants Americans to pay his expenses, including legal fees, in suit blocking January 6th committee subpoena. Wow. Former President Donald Trump has demanded Americans foot the bill for his expenses in a new filing that seeks to invalidate the January 6th committee subpoena. The January 6th committee held its purported final hearing several weeks ago, which featured never-before-seen evidence and testimony, new footage, and the attack from inside and outside the Capitol, and climaxed with a dramatic vote to subpoena Trump. Trump is scheduled to be deposed by the committee on Monday after an attempt to delay his testimony, but in a last-minute filing Friday night, Trump's lawyers threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at the order to testify. Former President Donald J. Trump filed a suit on Friday against the House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol, seeking to block the panel's subpoena that required him to testify and hand over documents related to the effort to overturn the 2020 election. The 41-page lawsuit filed in a federal court in Florida comes just days before Mr. Trump was scheduled to appear before the panel for a deposition on Monday. The panel had been in discussions with Mr. Trump's lawyers and had given them additional time to begin producing documents. The suit seeks to declare the subpoena invalid for a variety of reasons, including that it is overly broad and unnecessary. Mr. Trump's lawyers say the subpoena lacks a legislative purpose and infringes upon executive privilege and his First Amendment rights. Toward the end of the suit is the fun detail that Trump and his lawyers want taxpayers to foot the bill for any subpoena-related costs. The suit demands an award in favor of President Trump for his reasonable expenses, including attorney's fees and costs incurred as a result of the subpoena. As the New York Times notes, the delay this suit will likely cause could run out the clock for Trump if Republicans succeed in taking the majority in the House of Representatives and disband the committee as they have promised to do. So, by the way, the most likely scenario right now as I talk to you guys is Republicans pick up anywhere from 1 seat to 6 seats. So that they will have the slimmest of majorities. It is possible that Democrats end up winning by one seat, but that their gap is narrowing more and more, and it's very unlikely. So Republicans will probably win by 1 to 6 seats. And they're still going to go full speed ahead with what they were planning on doing in the first place, which is like, let's do 14 investigations into Hunter Biden getting his balls sucked in 2013. Let's do an investigation into the withdrawal from Afghanistan, because, you know, that's the real scandalous part. Not that we were in Afghanistan for 20 years, and it was a giant boondoggle and a quagmire and a military-industrial complex slush fund. Not that we, like, allied ourselves with pedophile warlords in Afghanistan, which, by the way, we did do that. And that, hey, maybe we should have done that. No. They're going to be, oh my, the withdrawal went poorly. That makes me so sad. No, the real scandal is that Biden has now stole the government of Afghanistan's money from it, and keeping billions of dollars. It's like $9 billion or something. And as a result of that, the economy's imploded. Children are starving. Like, that's the real scandal. They won't say anything about that. They support that. Because if he releases that money, then the Republicans will turn around and say, that Joe Biden is giving the Taliban billions of dollars. So Biden is trying to protect himself from these hacky political attacks, but he should just do the right thing because they're going to attack him anyway for other reasons. So they're going to, investigate that. They're going to investigate the border. You know, Biden, most of his time in office, had Trump's policies in place at the border, most of them. And they're going to be like, Biden is in favor of open borders. Yes, he is. We're going to investigate that. So they're going to go after him for all of these dumb things, and Trump is just trying to run out the clock so he doesn't have to say a word to the January 6th committee. But again, I have to say, that all might come to naught anyway because there's so many investigations into Trump, other investigations into Trump, which are kind of have promise, if I'm being honest with you. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.